Jarvis, you there?
At your service, sir.
Gauge heads-up display.
Check.
Four-door preferences from home interface.
Will do, sir.
Solo TV 84. I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones. And day 492 of NoFap. Salute to the Semen Retention Gang as well. Yeah, we in the building. And I just want to really talk about real quick about a couple topics that have been on my mind. One thing that happens in life is eventually you're going to have to grow or evolve. There's certain conversations that you may have had or used to entertain that you don't entertain anymore. You don't get anything out of those conversations. It can be anything. It could be, hell, money, drugs, sex, whatever. And don't get me wrong. I mean, those conversations are good to have, but there has to be context, right? Depending on what context. And once again, this is my opinion, of course. I know I have to preface it, but we live in a society where people get mad if you don't agree with everything they say. Wah, wah, wah. And the reality is that when you start to take the growth and development of your life serious, you're going to separate yourself from certain people. You're going to separate yourself from certain conversations because you start to realize that those conversations, those people, they don't really edify your spirit. They're not really helping your progress. You know, a lot of people get mad at me when I talk about solutions in regards to self-improvement, with the onus being on you as the individual. And the individuals who primarily listen to my channel are men. But the reality is this: it's easier nowadays to sit back and play victim and point fingers than really take a look at ourselves and see where we need to be to get to the level that we want to be at. And one thing I've learned throughout this whole situation, having been around different people, the people that are most successful are the ones that are willing to take an unapologetic critical look at themselves and really sit down and do what they have to do. So financially right now, for example, you may not be where you're at. Then start looking into things that can help you out financially. Start looking into business ventures. Start looking into how you can invest your money properly. Not just into cryptocurrency, but shout out to the Trendsetter crypto conglomerate. Shout out to y'all. But also maybe traditional stocks or real estate. And if you have to drive Uber as a side hustle, or drive Lyft, or, you know, work at a grocery store, stocking shelves like I did for 4 years, right? Then do it. There's no shame in that. But the reality is that everybody has their own breaking points, and you have to be willing to look at yourself. There's certain people who may be at that point, and there's certain people who are not. But I find it very dismissive when you start to evolve, right, in your growth process, and you start to talk about different things. For example, like meditation, or reading the Bible, or heck, even reading a financial book like Beginner's Investing Guide or something. And people look at you weird and say, why are you reading that? You're weird. Or, bro, you know you ain't gonna become rich. Get rid of those people. There's power in the tongue. When somebody says you can't do that, they're trying to put that negative thought, their limitations upon you. And you don't even know it. So now, because they said it, it's marinating in the subconsciousness of yours, and it's hindering you. And you think to yourself, yeah, maybe, you know, homeboy's right. Maybe I can't do it. And I always say this, guys. You've heard me say this before. If it was easy, everybody could do it. But the reality is this: on the road to success, on the pathway to success, it becomes very narrow. And there's going to be a lot of people that you may have rocked with in the past that are going to get left behind. Because when you're on the journey that you're on, it's your journey. It is you. And people may call you weird. People may call you lame. People may, you know, be dismissive or condescending because now you're on a higher path, on a higher level of consciousness. But don't be ashamed and don't feel like you're alone, because you're not really alone. There are people on the path with you. They may not be on the same path, but eventually you might meet them. And so I really just want to say this. Somebody needs to hear this, that, you know, don't be apologetic for trying to be the best version of you and taking ownership for your life by trying to grow in a positive way, because that's what successful people do. Successful people are always looking in areas of their life where they can improve or do better. They're very meticulous in how they move. Anyway, it's your boy Solomon Jones, Solative 84, with some quick motivation. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay prayed up. Tough times are ahead, but you know what? We ready. Let's go.
Dom the Monko.